Yeah, 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 yeah. So my background is in business and diplomacy before I fell in love with entrepreneurship and technology. And this summer I've been spending in the NASA research park in a place called Singularity University, or actually a mental state called Singularity University. And there we try to address the humanity's grand challenges, such as health, poverty, education, water, with exponential technologies. What's happening all the time, like these guys said before. And yes, we founded a company that turns waste into valuable biocarbons because nature knows no waste. One thing that happened in Singularity University is that my sort of destiny has always been to help the world and maybe save it eventually someday, or a piece of it. But there I noticed that also cosmology could bring an answer to this. And now you think of like humanity settling on other planets, and you think of, okay, science fiction, very far away, stuff like that. It's not actually very far away. There's a person you all know very well called Elon Musk, who's devoting his whole life to die on Mars. And as he wishes, there's a lot of followers to him. So there's little companies, little startups spurring up all the time, like Made in Space, who are printing in microgravity or zero gravity. So basically, you don't have to take all those tools from Earth. You can just do them on the spot and recycle the materials, which is lowering the costs. Or there's an old classmate of mine, Afshin Khan, who's researching how to grow food on Mars. And a lot of this stuff is happening. And it's going to happen within the next 15 years that we're going to have people on multiple planets and settling there. Now, what's great about this, it's not like the International Space Station. We've had people there living in 6 months batches or something like that. But the real difference actually is that when we go to another planet and actually settle there, that means that humanity will forever be off Earth. So this is something difficult to understand, maybe, or for me at least it was. But when we go to another planet, nothing stops us from going to the next planet and the next planet. And that means that humanity will also be secured to at least live, if not forever, for a damn long time, because no planet will be destroyed. I mean, if one planet is destroyed, we'll still live on another one. And this is going kind of like perhaps far-fetched, but it really is near, and I think it's also crucial that we think of the stuff that we need to do before we take that giant last step into the unreversible living in multiple planets. So there's already a lot of stuff that we're doing on this Earth, as you're well aware, and I'm not going to lecture on that. So we can't keep on thinking that something that we do in another country on another side of the planet doesn't have an effect on the other side. Or we can't keep on fighting each other because of religion or race or something where we were born or whatever it is. And there's already like these food and water wars mentioned. It's already happening. China is acquiring land in Africa to get more food and stuff like this. So we're still thinking that we're all these individual little separations on this big planet. And a lot of stuff mentioned also, robotics, artificial intelligence, urbanization, nanotechnology. These will radically disrupt all the systems that are already collapsing that we know as governments or any kind of things in the next, let's say, 5 to 7 years, latest in 10 years. And those things will make really big changes that will help us get to the day when every person on this planet will have their basic needs met. But that path to there will be a very rocky road, and there's going to be a lot of revolutions and a lot of funny things happening. But there's good signs towards that already. Like you all know the sharing economy. You all know, I don't know, zip cars or bikes or something being shared. Not everything needs to be owned. Or you have crowdsourcing, open source, crowdfunding. So people are already getting this idea of, hey, we should collaborate, we should do stuff together. Now, the big challenges are also that who will take these people off this planet? Like, who will be the first person who is going to settle these things? Or even the first 2 people? What kind of a culture do they bring with them? Where were they born, and what kind of ideas do they have in their head? And what are they going to teach their children who will never have been to Earth before? And what do they say about what kind of stuff are we doing here and how are we acting? And how will those children feel about Earth or another planet? And this is like less than a generation's time that we have to teach people actually the goodness of this planet and the unity of humanity. And there's a need for this cosmic consciousness, as it's called. And a good friend of mine, Nancy Ellen Abrams, she pointed out that it's not actually a new thing. In the Dark Ages, it was very clear to every single person on this earth that there was like universe, and then there was a sun, and maybe there was their king, and then there was somebody else above them. But everybody knew about the universe, and they were consciously thinking about it. And nowadays, we don't really think about the universe or the cosmicness or anything like that. Good if we think of our own neighborhood or something like this. And this cosmic consciousness that we would grasp that there is something out there that's greater helps us understand, and our children to understand, that this Earth is one and we are sharing it. So I might have studied the solar system in school, but I never heard of this universe that's so great that we're a part of and everything like that. And I'm not the right person to teach that, but there are people out there who can teach that. And we need to understand that we're all on this one planet that we're sharing. And there will be other planets as well, but first we need to take care of this one and see that we can all fit here and all collaborate. Now, this is a beautiful audience because it's a very powerful audience. And every one of you can now take action. I have no means or no measures, or I don't know exactly what the right answer is, but neither do you. But we need to find out how we can collaborate to bring all this humanity together and have this cosmic consciousness before we move to other planets. So every one of you can share in your arts or your music or your workplace or with your niece and nephew, or you can do whatever you want, big or small, but every one of you is powerful. And it's not enough. I know that all of you are aware of these things, but you have to be constantly conscious of them. And that's the way that you can actually make impact, and you can actually do something that is very meaningful, whether small or big or anything like that. As said, we can all collaborate together, and that's the way we can have a peaceful universe in the future as well. Thank you very much.